questions
And I'll answer to the best of my ability.
to the best of your ability, to the best of your knowledge. What is your earliest childhood memory?
Oh, I remember, and I don't know whether I've made this up or if I actually remember it. I remember lying in my cot thinking, wow, I'm so big I don't fit, where my feet were sort of poking out at the end.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So either my parents left me in a tiny cot for a long time, but I actually do remember that.
So you'd have been about 2 or 3 years old?
Probably about 3-ish, yeah. That and my earliest excellent childhood memories, which have formed my whole life, I think, is spending every weekend in summer down at Port Noarlunga.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and there'll be, live nowhere near it, but a convoy of our family, like my dad's side of the family, would drive down on a Sunday at 6 a.m. to beat the traffic and travel back at about 9:30 at night. So I would spend the entire day at the beach.
That's nice.
Best memories.
Was it O'Sullivan's Beach or was it the...
No, Port Noarlunga.
Port Noarlunga
Actually,
Beach?
Port Noarlunga, yeah. Occasionally we used to go to, what's the one next to it called? Oh, I've forgotten.
Parsons?
No, I can't remember. But when it was the whole family, it was always Port Noarlunga. And I used to run and jump off the jetty, and I used to swim from the shore to the reef. I couldn't do it now in a fit, but it was good fun.
That's cool. Are you a dog or a cat person?
Oh, dog. Come on, yeah, absolutely. I love all animals, but I'm synonymous with dogs. People walk up to me randomly, tell me dog stories. I love dogs.
And what's your dog's name?
My dog's name is Basil. He gets featured in everything I do. I went for a job interview recently. Basil came up. How does that? So Basil, he's a Cairn Terrier, and he's 12 and a half, and he is my everything.
He's your
And
little
everything.
baby.
Yeah, he's my companion, my best friend. He's just everything to me.
Cool. What's your favourite movie?
Oh, gosh. I saw The Single Man just recently, and it had such an impact. It was one of those movies that I thought about afterwards and realised how good it was. Like at the time I was just watching it, and then it's just had such an impact. But I think a movie that I've seen over 16 times is Gallipoli. I know that's bizarre.
Yeah.
I'm a real Aussie, and I loved the movie, the music, the actors, everything about it.
That really touched you, that movie?
It really did, because it's what the first time I ever understood what happened in World War One. And as an Australian, that meant a lot to me.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it would, wouldn't it? You're very Aussie, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm a first generation Australian.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, my parents are Maltese, so I'm first generation, but I'm a real true blue dinky dye Aussie. Well, not dinky dye, but I'm a real proud, patriotic Australian.
That's excellent.
Yeah.
If you could travel anywhere in the world, where would you go?
Well, I have travelled a lot in the world. If there's one place, if someone said to me, you can only go to one place on Earth now, where would it be? And I'd say New York.
Yeah?
Yeah, I've never been, and I'm itching to go. I've got friends that are leaving next weekend, and I was like, well, thanks for the invitation. So, yeah, New York, definitely.
And where in New York would you go? Would you go to Times Square, or would you go to the...
I'll do all the touristy things, because I think you have to, but I just love to live I'd love to live, but I'd love to visit Manhattan, and just, the big buildings, the city, the people, the fashion, the craziness. I think places like New York and Tokyo are like a different planet. They're not another part of the world. They're just like a different planet.
Yeah, like a universe unto itself.
Yeah, there's no other place. You can't compare New York to anywhere else. You can't compare Tokyo to anywhere else. Whereas you can, you can sort of say Sydney, Melbourne. Hello.
It's almost like Adelaide is like Sydney, but it's slower, or Melbourne's like Adelaide, but it's a little bit faster.
There's more people.
Yeah.
Hello, Soddy. Move away. I'm being...
Recording Michelle.
For what?
For my website.
None of your beeswax.
Really?
Yeah.
Go
Is
on.
it like Mike in Brazil?
Hey?
Mike's apartment? Jared's apartment?
Yeah, something like that. It's not really my apartment, but...
Move away, you're wasting valuable time.
If you could live anywhere in the world, where would you live?
Dublin, Ireland.
Is that right?
Yeah, no question. Love it, love it. If there's a
the
place, love the people, love the vibe of the place. If there's the very first place I ever visited on my own when I travelled was Dublin, and I just felt an instant connection. I knew how to catch the public transport. I don't even know how to catch public transport here, do you know? I knew where everything should be, and it's not like I studied maps or anything. I just felt a real connection. It almost felt like I'd been there before. I know that sounds silly, but it's true. And I've been a few times, and I love Dublin. It's one of the coolest cities I've ever been to.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Is it cold there or is it warm?
It's freaking freezing.
Yeah?
Yeah, I remember standing at Dublin Airport when I arrived on one of my trips, and there was a cab strike, so there were no taxis, so you had to stand outside for a bus, and I was wearing this thickest of winter coats, just freezing, and I looked at the woman next to me and said, I've never been this cold in my life. It was just going through me. She said, oh honey, she said, I'm from Canada, they're saying nothing. But I thought, well, how can it possibly get colder than this? But yeah, it was the middle of winter, it was December, it was just before Christmas.
And do you mind the cold?
I like all seasons. I reckon God planned it well, 3 months of each season. Yeah,
A little bit of this, a little bit of that. That's
I
nice.
don't mind. I love summer because there's more hours, more daylight hours. You get to spend so much time at the beach. I love the beach.
Mm-hmm.
But I like winter. I like the whole snuggling up, eating a packet of chips and watching the footy.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. Yeah.
If you were to die tomorrow, what would be your greatest regret?
Oh, that's a bit profound. I don't really have regrets because I think everything happens for a reason. The one thing that I really wished that I had done is, uni.
Uni?
Yeah, my education expanded on it. I did matric and that sort of ended there. I mean, there were reasons for it at the time, but if I had any regrets, it would be that I didn't continue with my education.
Why don't you do uni now?
I can't be asked.
Yeah.
I don't have that. You need to know how to learn, and I'm just not that way inclined now. I'm so far past it. I mean, I probably could. I just don't even know what I would want to do.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So if I really had a passion and drive for something, then maybe I would commit to that. Yeah, so I'm already at the phase of where I want to start slowing down in life.
Have you ever been arrested?
No, I haven't.
No?
No.
Never?
I've been busted by cops doing bad things, but I've never been arrested.
Do you have any recurring dreams and or nightmares?
Not nightmares. I've had recurring dreams, and I go through phases. If I have it, it will happen for a couple of nights in a row over a couple of weeks, and then it will just stop. And that's that I'm in an elevator or a lift, and I'm trying to go up or down, and the lift starts spinning around or travelling sideways, and then when it stops and opens, you have to sort of climb out, and or you just can't get out. And I know I want to get into the 5th floor, for example, but I end up in London. Like the lift will take me to a different country, not to just a different floor, and I'm always holding on to at the show where you're on those rides where you, by gravity, get pushed against the wall. That's how I'm always feeling. So I have no idea what it means, but I always wake up thinking, oh God, it's so frustrating. I'm trying to get to one place and I just keep whizzing around.
You feel like you're trying to get to a destination, but you can't quite ever get there.
Yeah, or I get there, but it's really hard for me to get out or get out to it. Yeah.
Because there's a block in the way, or it's hard to get out of the elevator?
Sometimes because the elevator is halfway between the floors, I have to crawl out, or sometimes it's because, I don't know, the elevator's upside down or sideways, and I'm sort of stuck in there, and I can't ever get anyone to help me get out, and I have to try and figure it out myself. So it's not frightening, but you wake up feeling like, oh, that was a bit much. Yes, that's my recurring dream. I also often dream about the house that I grew up in. I find that in my dream that I'm walking around trespassing, just having a look at the house, and I always say, "No, it's okay. I used to live here. Like that's okay."
Yeah.
But
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I'm fine. But yeah, I dream about that house quite a bit.
Because you have very good memories of that house, or do you have good?
Yeah, good and bad. So I have good memories because I grew up in that house, but but I haven't lived there since I was 25 or something. So a long time ago. But yeah, it was the house that I grew up in.
Thank you very much for your time, Michelle.
That's all right.
I'll do a part 2 with you one time.
Okay.
Sometime soon.
Okay. Good. That wasn't that bad. I thought you were going to ask me lots of deep and meaningful personal things.
I will next time.
All right. I'll be prepared.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Thanks, Joe.
See, that was only 10 minutes.
There you go. Well timed.